Friday, February 16th. I'm your host, Sarah Beal. On today's show, we talked to Kevin Bennett, a former high arts shanty artist with a new gallery on Main Street in Hyannis, Recreation Director Patty Machado, and Sandy Neck Beach Park Operations Supervisor Donna Bragg. But first, let's get a look at today's top headlines. The Board of Health has announced that there will be a public hearing to review and discuss lifeguard exemption requirements. A public hearing will be held on Tuesday, February 27th at 3 p.m. in the Town Hall hearing room. The hearing will be held to provide citizens the opportunity to be heard. The current requirements for a lifeguard exemption can be viewed on the town website at www.townofbarnstable.us. The Art on Loan program displays the works of local artists on meeting room walls in Barnstable Town Hall. Currently on display are works by Barnstable High School students in the hearing room and the Selectmen's Conference Room. A view of Sandy Neck through the eyes of Barnstable High School art students on display in the hearing room, and graphic design student work in the Selectmen's Conference Room. Those will be on display now through March 16th. The town of Barnstable has over 40 boards, committees, and commissions with approximately 291 seats. Citizen participation is exemplary, and the Town Council appreciates each and every member who serves. If you are a resident registered to vote in the town of Barnstable and interested in serving on a board or committee, please fill out an application by visiting townofbarnstable.us. For a more detailed description and responsibilities of the committees, please contact the Town Council office at 508-862-4738. The Appointments Committee, made up of 5 town councilors, will interview applicants and make recommendations to the Town Council, who vote to appoint members at their regular meetings. Coming up next, artist Kevin Bennett.
I'm Melissa Chartrand. I'm here with Kevin Bennett here on Hyannis Main Street at your new gallery, Bennett Gallery and Custom Framing. Kevin, it's wonderful to be in this space here on Main Street. You opened in August of 2017. And one of the first things that I want to talk about for our viewers is that I met you through our Artist Shanty program. And we love talking about the program and the benefits of artists coming in and have an opportunity to work and sell and gain experience. And then part of that program, it's an incubator program to kind of set you on your way. And you are one of those examples of someone who came through that program, and then here you are now in your own shop right on Main Street. How do you feel about that?
I love it. It was a great experience joining the Shanty program. It was about 3 years ago, and it's basically always what I wanted to do was open a photography gallery and custom frame shop. And the Shanty program was a great way it was really like a microcosm of a business. It allowed me to see what it was like to run a business for 1 to 2 weeks in the summer. And this is basically just an extension of the Shanty program. So it was a great learning tool and experience just to gain the knowledge.
Now, you are born and raised here, Barnstable High School grad, and very in tune with the local community and very involved. You worked for a while at Barnstable High School?
I was a substitute teacher in the Barnstable school systems, and I worked part-time at the Barnstable United Elementary School, which was grade 4-5. I was a part-time art teacher.
And let's talk about that and your love of photography and how you got involved.
I got involved in photography back in college. I went to Fordham University in New York City, and that was really the first time I picked up a camera. I was into black and white photography, and if you've ever been to New York City, there's just great subject matter in the city.
Sure.
And I was taking classes like documentary photography, all sorts, photography 1, photography 2, and then I got into graphic design and architecture, painting, drawing. So I had a really background in all the visual arts, but photography was really what I was interested in. And then I moved back here to Cape Cod, and being a local, I thought to myself, why not just focus on Cape Cod, Nantucket, and Martha's Vineyard? Because you see the tourism boom in the summer, and growing up here, I never realized what a tourist attraction Cape Cod is. So I said, why not take my talents with photography and focus just in the region and then try to sell it that way.
I think it goes hand in hand. You have these beautiful pictures, and then how you present them is also key, which brings us into the world of framing.
Framing, it goes hand in hand with photography, painting, things like that. And I learned framing actually out in Denver, Colorado. I have a good friend who owns a frame shop, and I used to go out in the summers and work for him. So he taught me the trade of framing. And it's really a craft. You need to know what you're doing. There's a lot of particular technique that you need to use with measurements and knowing how to conserve art. So there's a lot to learn with framing. So you really sort of need to know what goes into it.
Absolutely, not only that technical aspect, but looking at whatever particular photograph or piece of art and knowing what colors and what frames will go well. It really is a tremendous skill to have. But you are well versed, so we encourage folks to come in, and let's talk about the other part of your space. As we said, it's gallery and framing. So you have a beautiful, nice, bright windows open right here on Main Street. Tell me a little bit about the gallery and then your future plans with it as far as including other artists.
Well, the front of the gallery is particularly my photography now. That's the gallery portion. I do have a few local artists that are displayed. In the future, what I'm hoping to do is take maybe one or two featured artists and let them display their work for a month or two and let them have an opening, open up the gallery to another artist. And I think that way, you know, it's a good space for someone else to combine. And possibly doing, I talked to Kim Rumberger, one of the shanty artists, and we were talking about having maybe 3 or 4 artists come in on a night and do an event where they could sell their wares for one night.
Sure. And again, I love that collaboration and that friendship, and it's an and. It's not just only your work. It's wonderful to showcase others as well as a part of that artistic community. Mm-hmm. I want to circle back to the high school where you said you had, let's talk about some of the work that's here now from one of your teachers. It was one of your teachers.
My 6th grade art teacher, her name's Elizabeth White. She worked for Mad Magazine for a little while, and she does a lot of cartoons and illustrations, and she has a cartoon for the Cape Cod Times. And I carry a few of her posters, which she sells framed and unframed. And she was my 6th grade art teacher.
Right.
So she likes to come in and visit every once in a while and see what I'm doing.
That's what I love as well, all the worlds, and everyone's connected in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Let's let our viewers know how they can find you online and on social media. My
website is www.kbennettgallery.com, and the phone number here is 774-487-0261. And all of my current work is displayed on my website, so you can find me there, or you can just give a call here to the gallery.
Right. I also love that year-round, of course, hours vary, but to have you be here, they can find you anytime.
Anytime.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
For Kevin Bennett, I'm Melissa Chartrand, wishing you an artful day.
Coming up, Sandy Neck Beach Park Operations Supervisor Donna Bragg, but first, Recreation Director Patty Machado. Patty, thank you so much for joining us today. We have a ton to talk about, so
yes,
let's jump right into
it.
School vacation week is this next week, and what kind of activities and opportunities are there at like the HYCC and other rec buildings for people that have their kids on school vacation and maybe don't have anything to do?
We have all ages.
Yes.
Okay, we have something for everybody. So if you're at home, get your pen out. You know, if you don't want to have your kids sitting in the house the whole time. So it could get cold. Maybe we'll get some snow so you can go sledding. But at the HYCC, we have open gym from noon to 9 every day. It varies the age groups. We try and do certain age groups. We try to get the 18 and under at a certain time. So you need to just go on the website to make sure that it's the time that you want as a parent for your kids to be there.
Right.
There are times when it's all age groups, but you may not want to have your kids in there at the same time as the adults. So, but that's up to you to make that decision. It's $5 a day. If you don't have a membership, if you're a resident, it's $20 for the whole year.
Right.
So pretty easy decision if you ask me. You can go 4 days and you've paid for it.
Paid for it, right?
But we do have a lot of people from off Cape sometimes that will come down and utilize it because we do have a beautiful youth center. The game room will be open from 9 to 9. And again, the ages will vary as to what time. If you haven't been in there, we have pool tables, ping pong tables. The pool table just got recovered. The ping pong tables are brand new. And we still have foosball, and we have, what's it called?
Air hockey?
Air hockey. And we have Wii's there too if you want to try that out. But please come on down. We also have a computer lab where you can play games and things as well. It's a really good place to come if you're not sure what to do with your kids and keep them busy. And if you're not into that, we also have Belzekian's Public Skate. And that's held during school vacation. We modify the hours, so there's a lot more public skating. So we have it Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30.
Wow.
So, and that's most of the older kids. Just a little secret out there now, it's going to be out to everybody. Older kids don't tend to wake up and show up at that hour, so
Right.
it's a great time for little ones to come in.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, so
You don't have to worry about anyone zooming around or
before
anything like
nap
that.
time.
Right.
So you come in, you get them all tucked out, and then you can take them home and take a sleep. Take a little nap maybe,
Right.
and you get a little respite. But again, usually the first thing in the morning, 9:30 to 11:30, is pretty quiet at the youth center for public skate in comparison to the afternoon. And that public skate in the afternoon, it'll be Monday through Thursday this week because we have tournaments coming in. I'll talk about that in a minute, but it gives you an opportunity to come in the afternoon skate. It's usually 2 or 2:10. It varies on public skating depending on what rentals are in between after the other public skate. So you just need to check again on our website or give us a call, 508-790-6345, and we'll be able to give you that information. Public skate, very reasonable. Children, $5. $5 if you don't have skates. So you don't have to say, oh, I don't have any skates, or I have to go out and buy skates. We have them there, and we have really good skates. Belzekian has replaced almost all of our skates and is continuing to do that for us. He's been, the Belzekian Foundation has been extremely generous.
I tried a pair of them back in December.
They're unbelievable.
And they're amazing. They were very comfortable, and they're very nice.
Yeah, if you don't own your own pair of skates, this is the place to come because we have really good rentals. And adults are only $7, so it's a pretty reasonable. You can't go to the movies for that price.
No.
So the movie theater is always another nice activity to do during school vacation, but let's get them active. Let's get them moving.
Right.
And that's an opportunity. Skate for Love, but it's really, for a whole week, we try and bring in as much as we can to try and replenish our food pantries. This is a really challenging time of year. Christmas, everybody's in a giving mood, and
Right.
the times get tougher, and the people are having a challenge out there. So if you bring a canned good, or you bring something non-perishable to the youth center, bring it downstairs, and we'll enter you into an opportunity to win a free skate for a whole year.
Wow.
So you can come to Public Skate for a whole year. If you just donate, you might win. Last year we didn't do as well as I expected, so I'm really challenging people to help us in our community. If you're out and about, and you can even just stop by and put it in. You don't have to necessarily come skating or participate.
Right.
Come in and check the youth center if you haven't. If you're at home and you want to donate, and this is a great place to do that and give us the opportunity to feed our hungry here in Barnstable.
Wonderful.
So that's everything that's happening at the youth center. And then we move over at the intermediate school. We also have open gym there. It gives kids the opportunity that we have a lot of kids that walk in at the youth center. This is another opportunity to play basketball or whatever activity we end up putting together. It depends on who shows up, and we will play according to what shows up. But it's only $4 at the Barnstable Intermediate School, and we'll have staff there. And that will start at noontime and run till 4, Tuesday through Friday. We don't open the schools aren't open on the during the week, during the Monday. So,
Right.
But we have the opportunity to give you another open gym. Melanie Mimmel will be there to help out with that.
It's out. Here it
this
is.
is it. This is a great activity also to do during school vacation.
Yep. Go through
Sit down
and
with
pick
your
out
kids.
what you want to do.
Every kid should be sitting down trying to find some sort of program that they want to try. Our idea here is that you've got to find something for your kids to get involved with. We also included the golf course information and then the Barnstable Youth Commission's substance abuse prevention's in here. But registration is on February 27th. It will be online starting 8:30 in the morning. You won't be able to get in beforehand, but please take the time and go through this and make your plans to get ready. Our programs do fill up.
They do.
A lot of them are limited. A lot of the STEM programs are limited, and I know we've been talking about what's new in there. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you what's new. I want you to go in here and look.
Pick
I
one
want
up.
you to take
Your
the
kids are
time.
going to get it in their backpacks.
There's a
You can
lot.
Find them here at Town Hall. You can get them at the HYCC.
Right.
You know, if you have kids, you have to make sure you have one of these
Right.
because it has so many programs. So pick one up, thumb through it, give it to your kid, have
Right.
them look through
Right.
it and see what they're interested in. It's so important.
We've also added, I think we talked about this already, I think John talked about it, the new program we have in there for special needs on Thursday afternoons, an activity special needs. And then we also have added a walking program with the senior center. And I think Dawn has talked about that, that registration. But so there's a lot more in there. So even if you're a senior, you might want to check out what's available to you. You know, we have pickleball. We have a lot of other things that
Yoga, pickleball.
yes,
Yeah, all
yoga's
sorts-
free.
Yep.
You can come there on Tuesday mornings, and we have about 50 people doing yoga on Tuesday mornings in the
Amazing.
gym. Yeah, so there's other opportunities, not just our youth. The majority is our youth because we do have a senior center that offers a lot of programs as well. But we try to complement each other.
Okay. And a reminder about summer program, leisure program registration
Yes.
is going to be coming. That's going to be in March.
Yes, that's not
That's
but the information's
is
in here.
Correct.
So that'll be March 13th, and it'll be the same kind of setup at the Highness Youth and Community Center, or you can do it online. We are working to get all the flyers and everything so that people can download and I guess make it simpler, doing it all online and then just bringing it in,
Right.
or scanning it and sending it back in. So we'll see how that goes. That's something new this year. We're a little nervous. Change is hard.
It is, but sometimes you gotta try it.
Yes, I'm looking at how
Definitely.
great we've been doing on registrations
Yeah.
online. It's really
Online
improved.
registration, you know, it was a little bumpy at first, but you made it through, and it's been, what,
Right.
3-4 years since
Yeah.
you've been doing it, so
Yeah,
you
it's
get
been
there.
great. Right.
We only have a little bit of time left, but we want to touch
Okay.
on real quick the Community Prevention Forum and Youth Summit are both coming up in March.
Well, I'm going to really push, because we're reaching everyone. The Youth Summit is for the 7th graders, and they're all in school and they're going to go.
Right.
So their program is wonderful, and I'll have the Youth Commission come and talk about that. But I really want people to write on their calendar right now. You need to write it on. I don't care who you are. If you're a parent, you definitely should be here. If you're a grandparent, an aunt, uncle, anybody in this community should be writing down that they need to be at the Cape Cod Community College on the 15th of March. And the reason being is the Barnstable Police Department has agreed to come for the Youth Commission to explain what's out there for substances that kids are getting involved in, and what's the trends that they're seeing. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of language you might not know. They're going to give the red flags of what you might want to look at in your house, and if you see it, what do you need to do? This is so important. We all need to know this. This is something that we're all facing here. You know, we've got an opioid crisis, and we need to do something, and we need to work together and band together to make this go away as much as we can. And obviously you can tell I just feel if you don't come, I don't understand. You really need to be at this so that you understand what everyone's facing out there. We have too many people dying from it, and we have to make that stop. And the police department is willing to come out and show you, you know, does everybody here know what Jewel is? I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
You need to come and find out what Jewel is. I just found out what it is, and it's pretty scary stuff.
Yep.
Do you know what Pink Lady? I know you've had Mr. Whalen on, Representative Whalen,
Yep.
talking about Pink Lady, or Do you really know what it is? They're going to show you this stuff. So you're going to actually get to see what it is.
What
so
it
you're
is,
not
so
just
you-
guessing,
Yeah.
oh, I heard the word pink lady. Now I've seen it. I know what it looks like.
Right.
Did you know that you can just get it on the store down the street?
Yeah.
This is scary, scary stuff. So you need to, especially parents need to know. But, you know, if you're a grandparent, you know, we all need to work together so that we can have our kids and our community together working towards getting rid of this. And this is the Youth Commission that put this together. These kids are saying, this is what we need. We need help. You know, we need help. It's not just the youth that can fix this. It's everybody's got to work from little all the way up, and we'll provide daycare. We'll have someone there to watch the kids. We'll have our camp counselors going to come in, and so we'll be able to supervise to make sure that the kids are taken care of. So you don't have to worry about anything. You just come. It's 5:30 at Cape Cod Community College on March 15th. So please, I'm begging you to mark your calendars and just come out. You know, if you know everything, good for you. If you learn one little thing and you save somebody's life, how much better is our community?
Yeah. It can't hurt to have a little bit more knowledge.
Right.
Wonderful. Patty, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us today. Really appreciate it and look forward to chatting with you again in the future.
Thanks.
My guest today is Patty Machado. She's the Director of Recreation here in the town of Barnstable. Donna, thank you so much for joining us today. We have something very exciting to chat about. There was a snowy owl was released on Sadie Neck on Monday, joining, I think you have 2, so now you have 3 snowy
Yep,
owls?
actually we had 3 out there. One of them is a little elusive, but yeah, it joined 2 that we actually got a chance to see along with the released one.
Wonderful. And this is Logan. And Logan comes from the Mass Audubon Society. They have a snowy owl program. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. The gentleman that brought Logan down, we've dealt with him before. He's a great guy. His name is Norman Smith. He's the director of Mass Audubon's Blue Hills Trailside Museum. And he's been studying snowy owls since 1981.
Wow.
So, yeah, so his job is primarily, one of his jobs besides education, is he is the one that goes to Logan Airport to capture the owls so the owls don't get hurt, and also so they don't end up getting in an engine or something and causing a plane to have a problem. So far this year, he's relocated 43 owls.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. And the snowy owls are just such beautiful creatures. And so lucky that he's able to come down to Sandy Neck. I know he releases them all across the southeastern coast of Massachusetts. But so great that he was able to come down to Sandy Neck. And Logan is kind of a special owl. She was actually previously caught and released about 4 years ago.
Right, right. It was Norm that actually captured her 4 years ago at Logan Airport. And so he ended up banding her, so he was pretty excited when he captured her. And he had just captured her Sunday night, the night before he came down, and saw the band on there. So now she's really high tech, though. She's been fitted with a transmitter, and this will allow all the folks to see where she's going, you know, her flight pattern and so forth. And since they've been doing these transmitters on these birds, it's really shown them some different things. One of the neatest things is they thought snowy owls were unique and just hunted during the day because they're one of the few owls, or if the only owl that hunts during the day. But then they found with putting these transmitters on that these owls are actually hunting at night also,
Wow.
which is pretty cool. Yeah.
That's really neat. And it's really exciting. She joins Hope. I know a couple of the pictures that we have that you sent from Logan's release is that she kind of Logan flew a little close to Hope, and Hope was not too thrilled about that.
Yeah, we had seen when we started going out, we saw one of our other snowies, Hedwig, and Hedwig just was hanging out, so we got a good opportunity to see him. And then we went over to release Logan, and we never saw Hope until after Logan was released. She flew around, and then she sat on top of the dune, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere came Hope, and just was like, no, not on my beach. You're not doing this. So it was quite unusual, but it was really exciting to watch the whole interaction. And I had asked Norman, you know, if that was something to be concerned about, and he said, not at all. They will figure it out.
Yes.
Which they obviously did, because when I went on patrol yesterday, I saw all 3 owls, and Hope and Logan were probably within an eighth of a mile of each other. So they kind of figured out their own territory.
Right. Plenty of space out on Sandy Neck for all the snowy owls.
Pardon?
There's plenty of space out on Sandy Neck for all of the snowy owls.
Tons of it. And,
Yes.
and here's the thing. When people come out to see the owls, and of course, during the winter we get a lot of folks, and they come right to the gatehouse, and they want to know about the snowy owls.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they have wings, so they fly all over the place. We've got 4,700 acres for them to enjoy. Usually what we're finding is they hang out, though, down at Beach Point. First of all, because that's where a lot of the food source is, whether it's small rodents or ducks. They will take ducks now and then. And also they stay away from people because they're here not just for us to enjoy, but also to survive. So they're pretty reclusive beings. They're out there. And one thing I want to stress with that, it's wonderful to see them. People have had an opportunity to do so. If you're going to walk from the gatehouse, it's a 9-mile round-trip walk, which could be a little bit strenuous. If you have an off-road vehicle permit, you can go to the closure line, but not beyond it, and then you can walk past there. But I ask everybody to be respectful of these animals because, again, they're here to survive, not just for us to, it's not a zoo.
Right.
And to not walk through our dunes because it destroys the dunes. They can stay on the marked trails or on the front of the beach. I've had lots of folks coming with great pictures, long-distance pictures that they've taken with good cameras of the snowy owls, and they're just super excited just to see them.
They are amazing, and they're so beautiful to see in person, so I understand that people do want to see them, but wonderful tips and, reminders that, it is a wild animal and you want to keep your distance. If people are interested in the Mass Audubon Snowy Owl program, they should definitely check out massaudubon.org, and they can find all the information on Norman's work with the snowy owls and kind of keep track of what's going on. Is there anything else about the snowy owls that you'd like to let our viewers know before I let you go today, Donna?
No, that's about it. I mean, you just keep your eyes to the sky and keep your eyes around the dunes as you're walking, and you might have the great opportunity of catching a glimpse of one of these magnificent birds.
Wonderful. Donna, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
No, you're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
My guest today is Donna Bragg. She's the Sandy Neck Beach Park Operations Supervisor. Now let's take a look at the community calendar. You can chase away the winter blahs and welcome the return of the Centerville Historical Museum's film series. For February and March, this series is spotlighting the work of superstar Henry Fonda in 6 representative films from his long career. All shows are at 2 p.m. on Saturdays, and admission is free. Donations are gladly accepted. There will also be an after-film discussion with film critic Anthony Ambrosio. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be off on Monday for President's Day, but we will be back on Tuesday. On Tuesday's show, we'll talk with Chief Peter Burke and Commissioner Peter Cross of the Hyannis Fire Department. We'll catch up with Consumer Affairs Supervisor Liz Hartsgrove, and we'll talk to Tina Crook, the Math Curriculum Coordinator for grades 6 through 12 at Barnstable Public Schools. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Beal.